Okay, there is the live stream. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let people in.
Yep.
Good morning, everyone. Hey, Aaron.
Good morning, Megan.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this morning's Tools and Productivity call. Before we kick things off, does anybody have any questions that they need answered? Any Chief AI Officer curiosities?
Oh, there's still gonna be people jumping on too. I think 59 or more signed up.
Yeah, we usually have between like 30 and 40 people on this call, so they'll come in as we get started. Fabulous. Well, my name is Megan Monique. I am the community coordinator here at Chief AI Officer, and this morning Steve Furman is joining us. He will be doing a demonstration on Descript in just a little bit, and we have a smart cut to share with you. So we're excited to dive into that. Before he gets into his demonstration, I'm going to give you guys just a tour of the events that we have going on in the community this week and share some other important links with you. If you happen to have any questions along the way, during Steve's presentation or before related to Chief AI Officer or to the demonstration that Steve is hosting, you're welcome to drop them in the chat as well as raise your digital hand. There is a spot down at the bottom. If you click the little heart that says react, there is an option for you to raise your hand if you haven't done that before, and then we can call on you as you have your questions. But we are grateful that you are here this morning. And I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen if nobody has any questions that they want to ask.
Oh, they're too easy. I like easy.
Quiet Monday morning. Okay, so this is our Chief AI Officer Affiliate Program, and I will drop the link in the chat in case you want to join. But we have our weekly challenges that happen. Sometimes they happen in a one-day period. This week it will be tomorrow. Other times it happens over 2 or 3 days. Right now we're testing different processes for the challenge to see what's most effective in getting the word out there and getting people excited about AI. But if you are interested in enrolling as a Chief AI Officer and you want to maybe cover your payment of what the cost of the program is, being an affiliate is an easy way to do that, because if you get just a few people signed up, it can cover the cost of your enrollment. Also, you might just be an enthusiast of Chief AI Officer and want to share the word for everything that you're learning here. And this is another way for you to get some incentives back if you are out there organically sharing already what it is that we do here. So I did drop that link in the chat if you want to sign up as an affiliate. And even if you do not reside in the US, you can still be an affiliate. There is just a different form that you have to fill out. Well, thank you for joining us late in Germany. We appreciate that. I'm going to go over our event schedule for this week. So we are in the first week of March. Today, we're in the AI Power Productivity Tools and Techniques call. In all of these calls, we have a guest host from our community that comes and joins us, and they walk through a smart cut that we have. A smart cut is essentially a PDF tutorial of how to use different AI softwares. And then whoever's hosting the call takes the demonstration even deeper with their experiences and what they've learned about the tools themselves and how they're applying it in their own business. So Steve will be walking us through that here shortly. Tomorrow we have prompting essentials, expert tips and tools, or what, how it was, expert tips and tricks. This is a call that Segovia leads. I'm curious if he will be there. I know he is back to life this week. I got a message from him this morning, so he's feeling better, but I don't know if he's feeling good enough to lead that call. So we might have a fill-in speaker for that call tomorrow as well, but it will be around prompting. On Wednesday nights, I am in Central Time, so this is on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. You have AI Consulting Business Blueprint with Wayne Clayton. This is a wonderful call that gives you real tangible techniques, tools that you can use as you're marketing your business, how to market your business better, how to set yourself up online in a way that positions you for your ideal client. Sometimes there's even conversations around how to have conversations with clients, what to charge. It's really everything that has to do with the business that you're building as a chief AI officer. I highly recommend attending those classes. And then on Thursday, normally our AI governance class has been happening on Monday nights, but we're shifting the schedule around a little bit. So you'll have AI governance this week with Christy, and we did shift that time. So it'll happen at 5 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. If you're curious about AI governance or AI ethics, this is a great class to attend. Sometimes she does have third-party presenters come in. We recently had someone who had I think it was ML Secured, and they had an AI governance software that they were presenting to us. So this is just the perfect place to have those kinds of conversations. And Christy brings the information that she has. She has a lot of experience in this, but there's a lot of brainstorming and considering different angles of AI governance. So it's also group participation as well. And then on Fridays, we have CAIO Live. Last week was a special edition that Coach Jen led, and I think she will be back again this Friday. So be sure to check that out. And then Lee comes in with AI news at the end of that call. And we also celebrate our new students and our new Chief AI Officer graduates in that call. So the thing that I do want you all to know is that we're in the process. I had sent out a survey last week to get your feedback around what you wanted to learn in the classes, what times you preferred them to be at. So just know that in the coming weeks, we will have a shift in our class schedule and what's offered and when it's offered. So keep your eyes open. And I imagine that when those changes, go into effect, there'll be an email message, an announcement in the community, and we'll be sharing them throughout the classes that we do have as well. So we're catering to what you guys are asking for. Any questions about the class schedule for this week? If you want to look at this after class, it's in the Circle community. If you click events at the top, you can view that class schedule. And if you are new here and you do not yet have a membership with the AI Insider community, I'm going to drop a link in the chat right now so you can sign up for a 2-week trial. We would love to have you. That trial gives you access to all of our classes for 2 weeks at a time. Right now, we only have classes on Monday and Wednesday that are open to the public if you're not a paid member. Yes, the challenge tomorrow will be free. And this is the link where you can register to sign up. It is also broadcasted in our Facebook group using AI at Work. But definitely check out the challenge. This will be led by Adam Lyons. And everyone is a little bit different. So there's always new information that comes through in these. But you can follow that link that I just dropped in the chat and sign up if you would like to attend. Okay, so this is the smart cut that Steve is going to go over here shortly. Efficiently summarize videos with Descript. But after he gives us this tour of just summarizing videos, he will take us through much more and how he uses it in his business. I just dropped the link to this PDF. So Steve is going to show you the smart cut right here. And it does lay out how to use Descript. So if you want access to these slides, that is at the link that I just shared. in the chat. And I think that that's all that I have. Steve, is there anything that I'm missing?
Not that I can think of. Any questions before we start? If you do, speak up, raise your hand, put it in the chat, and Megan will notify me. I'm an easygoing kind of guy. So I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to try and walk through it step by step, which is really not like me. And I have the wrong screen shared, don't I? I did it again. Hate when that happens. Let's try this screen. No, that's the right screen. You guys see the streamlined video summaries with the script?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Life is good. So the whole idea of this, I could read it verbatim, but that's not me. The whole idea of this smart cut is to be able to take a longer version. Let me just hit this one button. A longer version of a summary and or of a description and summarize it down. So, first thing you're gonna need to do is, and you can really follow this step by step. I mean, like follow the numbers. It's literally that easy to go through and do it. So you don't have to be an expert. You can even do it with a free account of Descript. So we're gonna import some video content, or we can upload a video. So I'll show you both. I'll do the import first. Edit and refine the transcript. We're gonna use Descript's editing tools to clean up the transcript, removing unnecessary text from your errors, generating summary with ChatGPT, using ChatGPT to generate your concise summary for a clean transcript. So this is on the ultimate deep fry anything it never fails video, which I went
This
ahead.
is just for video, right?
This is
This,
the video.
this
Yeah, I'm
okay.
gonna show you that. I actually went out and found the video, just because I was curious. I gotta watch this video to see what I'm doing. So I went out and actually found the video. So we're going to use that. But I want to try and follow the smart cut just so you can kind of get an idea. So you can do a video URL. It's showing you that you can import a URL. You can upload a video. So basically, for number one is to start, you would need to look for a video you are interested in getting a text summary for. Two, copy the link if it's a YouTube video so we can use it later. Or three, if it's a saved video, simply have the file ready for your upload. So you'll be able to browse. I'll show you in a minute. You'll be able to browse for a video and just upload that video, or you can use a URL off of YouTube. Or quite honestly, and a URL would work from anything, a Google Drive. It doesn't really matter. As long as it has access to read the information is what it really needs. Okay. So in this case, we'll pretend and we'll copy the URL. So I found it. Deep fry anything. Control C to copy it. This is her.
I'm Adrienne Cheatham. I am a professional chef.
We know. All right, so we'll just copy that again. So that's that. We then go down a little bit further. It says pick a short video first. You don't want to take something too big. We're gonna when you see the prompt, you'll see why. We're gonna ask it to do it in 200 words or less, the summary. Okay. So head over to Descript's website. Go to Descript's website and sign into their webpage using a Google account. If you don't have a Google account, you can sign up with your email instead. After that, you will need to answer a set of questions for the initial setup. Answer these in a way you would like. At the end, choose the free plan so you can try it out. I've already got a Descript account, so I'm going to sign into Descript. So I'm going to go over to Descript, and I'm going to sign in with my Google account. And poof, we are here. You typically would not go right to the projects page. You typically would end up, I think. Yeah, no, I guess you would end up here. You wouldn't have any projects. I've got a bunch of projects. So, as the smart cut says, once you get there, basically, from the dashboard, select new project button and then choose video project. You will need to either upload the video or paste your YouTube link. So I'm going to go ahead. We've already copied this YouTube link. So I'll say new project, and it's a video project, which is the top one. You guys see that? It's kind of small. I can make it bigger. think. Let's try. Oh, yeah. Can you see it now? Yeah, thumbs up are good. All right, so a video project. Now it's going to ask me, okay, great. Let me just shrink this back down again. Yeah, I have to shrink it back down so you can see here. So if you're going to upload a file, you would browse here and then go out and find your file you're going to import. Okay, we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and paste the video link in, and then we'll say go. What that does is it starts to import the information out of the video, which is what it's doing right now. It says it may take a few minutes. It's really not too bad. Look at that, it's already cooking. So now it's transcribing this information for you. I'm going to say done here. It's just, I could pick a specific speaker name if I want. Like I could use my voice because I've recorded my voice in here. Or you could just leave it as it is, which we use the speaker's voice on the video. What I suggest. You can, check off this box or uncheck this box to always ask if you want to use a default speaker. That's up to you. I'm just going to say done. You can see down here it's spinning. It's preparing it. It's 50, 64%, 80%. And Descript it does a lot of things. It'll add captions. It'll help you edit the video, cut it down, and there it's basically done. So now if we were to go ahead and play it,
I'm Adrienne Cheatham. I am a professional chef, and today I'm going to show you everything that you need to know about deep frying.
it's actually a pretty good video. You guys should watch it. The stuff I didn't know, I learned how to watch this video. Like if you put in too much food, it lowers the oil temperature and then it doesn't cook evenly. I had no idea. Didn't even think about that. So we got the video up. We got the video transcribed. Okay, take note of the transcription. Once the transcript for the video is finished processing, take note and head over to ChatGPT. Well, probably need to copy it first, is what they meant to say. Oh, yeah, there it is right there. Copy it. Then we're going to head over to ChatGPT and we're going to run this script. So what I like to do personally is, I mean, I can do it either way. I can copy the script first or I can do the prompt, but the prompt's going to go at the top anyway. See, and I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to paste it. And I'm going to go to the end here and hold down Shift, Enter, Enter, which moves the line down. If you just hit Enter, it'll take off. It'll go, it'll run, it'll execute. If you hold down Shift and hit Enter, it just moves the bar down. So
Dang, I cannot believe that. I have been trying to figure that out forever. Steve,
I'm
thank
glad
you.
I'm here to help. Happy to help. Okay, so in the Smart Cut, they actually give you the script, it looks like. Yeah, they give you the actual script here. So I can grab it there. I can also just go here and do Control A to copy the whole script. Control C to copy it. Then I go over to chat and I come in here. Whoops, Shift Enter. I like to go down a couple lines just so I can space it. Now, what the Smart Cut says to do is edit it. So you should go through and edit the actual text to make sure it's what you want. If you look at the actual prompt, act like so. In prompting, there's really 7 rules, but I'll give you the top 3. Give it a role. So you are an expert copywriter. You're an expert car mechanic. You're an expert creative children's book writer. Whatever. Give it context. The context here is summarize a transcript with the following parameters. Language is English. Maximum length is 200 words. Tone summary. The tone is formal. And the level of detail is high. And then you want to really should have an output. This one doesn't. Mine would have an output. I'd like you to write my summary, basically. But I guess that's the output. They just did it backwards. Number 2, it's in the middle. It's fine. It really, where you put it, you can start with context, then roll, then output. It doesn't really matter. I just prefer to do a roll first. So it's kind of like my way of thinking, my mindset. This is the role, the persona I'm dealing with. Now this is what I want out of it, and this is kind of how I want it. Okay. So all this text is down here. If you want to fix anything or edit anything, like it's telling me I should probably, do some Grammarly work on it. So I'm letting Grammarly do its job. I go through and I'll edit it. What's wrong with that? You want something that's heavy. You want something heavy. No, I'm leaving it alone. Didn't sound right. Make podcast is fine. All right, you get the idea. And then you go ahead and just run it. So it'll go through now and it'll summarize this down to under 200 words. And yes, we're going to do a word count. We're going to check it. It's always fun. So Deep Frying 101, Comprehensive Guide, Chef Adrian Cheatham. In this instructional session, professional, and now if you notice, it's going to be different than what we saw here because it's a summarization of it. She's not talking about the fact she's a professional chef, and today I'm going to show you everything you need to know about deep frying. Here it's a little bit different. She is a professional chef. She provides an in-depth guide to deep frying. So they're just starting to cut words out and shrink it down. So it's already done. So now you have 200 words or less summarization that you can use to put in front of your video or wherever you want to use it in a post or something. But let's just do a count words used. I had 197 yesterday when I tested it. Ah, 242. If you want, and this is funny, slightly exceeding the 200 word limit, let me know if you want a more concise version. Yes, please. Maybe you have 200 words as max you could put in your article. So I could just tell it, yes, please give me a smaller, concise version. Then when it's done, it chunk it up. I'll just say, what is the word count now? And if you notice, as I type, I just talk to it in English. Well, people say I think in AI. I just think like I'm asking someone a question. AI happens to be the someone. And I get my answers. So 179 words, mission accomplished. Any questions so far? Oh, you guys are too easy. Must be a quiet Monday.
It is a very quiet Monday.
Yes, it is. All right. So if I go back to the smart cut, basically, and we could try too. Let's try grabbing what they had suggested we grab. Let's see what we get. Excuse me.
Hey, Steve, I have a question when you have a minute.
Man, I got a minute. No worries.
Okay. What would be some use cases for this? I see you've got quite a few in your dashboard. Maybe you could give us an idea of like how you're using it, like with your coaching business or something.
I don't personally use Descript for summarizing things personally. Like I don't really feel a need for it. I just go right to chat.
Okay.
But I will show you what I use it for. I use
Okay.
it for adding like, the captions on the bottom. I chop up and make clips. So I'll show you that stuff as well. Here's some of the frequently asked questions. Can I edit the generated summaries in chat? Well, yeah, you can. What file format can I upload into Descript? MP4s, movies, MP3s, different video types. How accurate is the transcript generated by Descript? The first thing I'll tell you is keep a human in the loop. You never know. Always check it. But it says it provides pretty high accuracy. I think it does. Is it possible to automate summarization process? Yes, you can set up workflows in Descript and chat to streamline and partially automate the summarization process. And it's also, and there's the prompts. You can access the prompts and see the prompt as well. But I was just curious what it would do if I used, how many words it would give me if I used exactly. Oops, sorry.
David has a question as well.
Yes, give me 1 second and I will answer that question. I just don't want to forget this here. And no, I did not forget that I need the prompt. So as I said before, you could put the prompt in first, you could put the text in first, really doesn't matter, as long as you know how to do shift, enter, enter. One more second. All right, what was the question while this runs? Who had a
David.
question?
It was David Wren. Or he's off mute. Go ahead.
It was the same question that was already previously asked. I guess just in a business environment, what were the top 3 to 5 use cases for something like this? Like I was thinking maybe you take a TED talk from some genius and then you can put it into text and then distribute it to your sales teams or whoever. But I'm trying to figure out why you would do this in a business environment.
I was saving the best for last, but I'll show you right now.
Hey, my fault.
And just so everybody knows, like
We
anybody
appreciate you, Steve.
Yeah, man. all
anybody
good.
who hosts the Monday calls, the smart cut that we review is like the elementary level of the basic thing of what the tool can do. And then the presenter always takes it afterwards and shows them how they're using it in their business or what they enjoy most. So I appreciate you guys sitting with
Yeah,
us.
this is not the way that I personally would use Descript. However, I learned something when I was told or suggested that maybe I do this one. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I never thought to do that. I just go right to chat and just say, hey, take this, summarize it. I need 200 words. I need, 8 paragraphs, or I need 16 slides to load into Gamma, whatever. So this one came out to be 194 words, a little bit closer. I was just curious. All right, so what do I use Descript for? Not really any of that, to be honest. But I'll take things like my book, which is called Just Get Up and Drive. And I'll use it to chop it up into little segments I can put onto social media. So this is actually my book. I'm not going to play the whole thing, don't worry, if it plays any of it. Hello.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. Today we're tackling a book that promises to get you fired up. Just Get Up and Drive by Steve Furman.
Steve Furman, yeah. He's got an interesting background, retired Marine, and now he's a business coach.
Yeah, so I'm expecting some, kind of a cool mix of personal stories and hard-hitting advice. Right?
Definitely, yeah. He's got that no-nonsense, get-it-done attitude, but he's also got a real knack for connecting with people.
I am not going to play the whole book. It's 115 pages, but I wanted to give you just a feel for what they were talking about in the podcast. Because this is
awesome.
Thank you. This is in the beginning, you can, basically make it anything you want. So what I did was, and I have some of these stored, but I'll show you how I do it. If you go into the Underlord, yes, that's what it's called, the Underlord. I don't know why, but right there, see, Underlord. I love him. Underlord's great. Maybe it's a she, I have no idea. You can do what's called, there's a bunch of things you can do. You can edit for clarity. You can do studio sound. You can remove filler words like things like that. Remove retakes, shorten word gaps, and add chapters, which is my favorite part. So I'll go to add chapter and I'll say, give me 5 chapters, or 10, or 15, or whatever. Now it's going to go through my script that's already done. And it's going to come up with snippets, little baby pieces that it can use of video and audio, or just audio, depending on how you set it. So here's an introduction, Just Get Up and Drive. Oh, I forgot, sorry. I have to say, haven't done this one in a while, bear with me. I just clicked it. Timelines. Oh yeah, I have to say done first. So create clips. Submit them. Now Underlord's thinking. Somebody said description would be fast or enjoyable. The Underlord is thinking. Okay, confidence, learnable skill. Embrace failure. The setbacks turn into growth. And
Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's a skill that can be developed.
Oh, okay. So it's something you can learn.
You can. Through self-awareness, through continuous learning, through positive reinforcement.
So it's not just about having a big ego.
No. True confidence, it comes from within.
It's about believing in yourself.
And Furman talks about how confidence empowers you.
notice how my name is spelt wrong. One of the nicest things I love about Descript, hold on one second, Dave, is I can say right, and I can double click right here and then go to correct, and I can fix that to spell my name correctly, which ticks me off. And then hit the word correct. And now my name, she'll still say it properly,
And Furman talks about how confidence,
but it looks right. What's that, Dave?
I was just wondering, did it generate the different gender voices?
Yes.
It recognized it itself.
It did generate the different voices. So this script I pulled in, I believe, was done first in Notebook LM. So it had those two voices attached to it already.
Is there certain, I don't know, formats, whatever, that it would work with better than others when it comes to, uploading it so it'll recognize, or do you just kind of do it manually?
No, you can upload different voices to it. I'm trying to think where the voices were again. Hold on. Let me just finish this one. I'll go back out
Please.
real quick. You can also change like the layers or the scene in the background, like, what the clips look like. So maybe I want it to look more like this.
empowers you.
Empowers you to do what?
I need to edit or I need to regenerate it in order for it to do it. But you can switch around the actual layers and scenes. I can give it a subtitle. I could take this stuff out here and say, you know what? I really want captions, which it's all in captions anyway. So I don't really want captions in this one. Let me just go back. So I'm pretty sure, yeah. Here it is. Okay. So I can take these and move these out and delete them. Now I just have a blank page, so you're not going to see anything.
Celebrating those little victories.
And drawing on the work of
So there, it's just blank. You can load in stock or elements or I can load in my own captions, we'll say. It's applying the captions. So here's the captions. I can move them around. I can use different ones without the little moving things.
psychologist Albert Bandura. He talks about how our confidence
I just noticed this is wrong. How about Pandora? That's okay.
He talks about how our confidence grows through experience.
So you guys see how to add captions? That's pretty straightforward. You can have multiple sets of captions if you really want. I don't know why you would, but you could. And I can take this one and delete it. And just have that one on there now.
Experiences of success.
So it's about setting those small, achievable goals.
Right.
Any questions here? Okay, so you can also edit it. So if I wanted to, I can grab data or grab space and move it around, just like any other, video editor. You got select, so I can select here. And I can, cut it, range it. I have no idea what hand does. Ooh, blade. Cut it like that. So then you can cut stuff out of it as well. But so it's a complete editor. I don't really use the editor that much. Every so often I might clip the ends just because I want a better video or better output. I wanted to show you here as well. AI speakers. So here's the speakers. You can create a new speaker. I'll just call him Fred. Why not? And then you can record or you can import. You can grab data from, I'm going to grab it from my microphone. So this is Steve Furman on Radio Station 101. I want to descript to create an artificial version of my voice that I can use to create speech that sounds like me. I'm trying my voice by reading the following statement. Imagine a big blue ball spinning in space. That's our Earth. On it, there are mountains, deep oceans, and huge forests with animals. In cities, people talk, play, work, and we all have different voices. Some people speak softly, while others are loud. Every day, we tell stories, ask questions, and share jokes. And then we just submit it or we record it. So now Fred will have a voice. So it'll learn voices like the one that I put into that one video because I had done it in Notebook LM. I like 11 Labs for voices better because 11 Labs for podcasts, I should say. I know it's not a 11 Labs demonstration, but in 11 Labs, you can do Gen FM, which is a podcast designed app that's designed. You import the information, you pick the voices, male, female, male, male, female, female, whatever, and then you just go to town. So this is now Fred. I think I could play Fred. I cannot play Fred. Fred won't let me play, but I could use Fred, which is nice to know. And then there's this awesome video tutorial section, which I recommend everybody go through. I didn't, in case you didn't figure that out yet. I did not. I'm just a quick learner, so I just start playing with stuff till I figure it out. But if I take, oh, here, let me show you something else I did too. Hold on one second. So these are what I call excerpts from Drive. So no, not that one. That's my audio. Here, this one, what I did.
It's amazing what you can accomplish when you have that kind of drive and determination.
And then he talks about Marie Curie and her groundbreaking research on radioactivity.
Oh, yeah, Marie Curie, a true pioneer.
And again, she had those clear, measurable goals, but she was also driven by a much bigger
You can
vision
tell it's the
of
same two
advancing
voices
science and
because it's
understanding
coming
the
from
world
Notebook
around us.
LM.
And those discoveries had
One of
such
the things
a
I
huge
don't like
impact.
about Notebook LM is they don't give you a choice of voices. You get two voices. That's it. Thing I do like about 11 Labs is I have unlimited voices I can use. But that's what I use it a lot for. I use it to add captions, to do snippets like I just showed you. I mean, I can show you more of these if you want to see more of these. I don't know what this one is.
It's about building that mental toughness to face any challenge.
Okay, so let's get into it. Furman starts with this core concept he calls drive.
Drive.
Okay, and it's an acronym.
Okay. I like acronyms. Makes it easy to remember.
Right. So D is for determination.
Okay.
R is for resilience.
Okay.
I for innovation.
Gotcha.
V for vigilance.
Uh-huh.
And E for endurance.
Okay, so it's like a roadmap, a toolkit for success, no matter what you're aiming for.
This is the actual book. It really is a book. I really did write it. I didn't just make that up. That took the manuscript is what I basically did was I sucked it in and had it create those Underlords chapters from the manuscript. Who has questions? It
And
does a
for your
lot
social-
more. I'm sorry?
I was saying you use these for your social media postings.
Yeah, I'll use those little clips, the ones I was showing you in my excerpts that I exported out of here.
Mhm.
I'll use them in social media clips for the excerpts. So these guys down here, I'll throw these in. And I need to create more, quite honestly. I haven't had much time, but I need to create more of these because there's a lot more I could do out of that book. And all I really have to do is go back to Underlord, go back to my chapters, tell it I want, 15 of them. And they're going to create 15 more. You're celebrating little victories. That's a good one. And when I'm done, brainstorming writer scripts, it is, who is popping up over here? Stop that. I guess you can add those. It looks like, seems like it pop these clips. I don't know.
Tina had a couple of questions. She asked if you manually wrote the script or if Notebook LM wrote the script for you, and then also how you got the different voices inside of the video.
So for this one, and I could jump off topic, we're going to have to. For this one, I just took a copy of my manuscript and I imported it into Notebook LM. It created the voices and did the podcast. I then brought that over into Descript so I can edit it. And then I said, okay, Overlord, make me clips. So I stacked the tools basically. So if you look at, I'll show you. Book LM, Book LM. Google Notebook LM. No, I want to go to you. Can there be a login? You see, I haven't used Notebook LM in a while either. Sure, I'll try it. Oh, there's my stuff. Look at that. So I did it in here first. Just Get Up and Drive by Steve Furman. And they only have two voices in here. So they don't really give you much of a choice. But what I did do, hold on a second. What I do like doing, and so this is where I really started was in here. So I input it. I also did the thought leader question in here as well. Where you can start typing it or you can, play it if you want. But what I really like is this. This is what I use more for social media than anything else. I even have this on my website, but they have this thing called podcast. And within podcasts, I can upload content. So I'm going to go ahead and upload the same comprehensive guide to owners. No, let's go to Marine Corps book. Just search for my book. 1 second. I don't want a booklet. I want my book. Book. Pretty bad when you don't know where you stored your old book. It's on my Google Drive. Is probably why. It doesn't really matter. I can show you here. Or not. So you had a bad day. Take it one down. Oh, sorry. Book, just Get Up and Drive. I knew it. So here's like my actual transcript, 6x9. This is my full transcript. I loaded that in. Here I get to select the actual people. I have my own voice. One today is worth two tomorrows.
Don't settle for a relationship that won't let you. And here's the kicker. I found a secret recipe for the most decadent.
So annoying. Just saying.
Hey, are you looking for a fresh and engaging voice for your podcast or social media?
I like that.
Then I'm the voice for you.
You are, Hope. I think you're good. So now we can have Hope and Jessica do it and then generate it. It'll queue it up now. This is what I use more. And you can also chop these up too. Take these, the output of this, bring it into Descript, go to the Overlord and say, hey, chop these up, give me 10 clips. and it'll then give me the clips. So I use Descript more for editing my stuff than I do for creating my stuff, if that makes sense. We had another question. I think it did already. Oh, HTTP error. Of course there is. But of course. That's right. I don't need you. I have some already done. Ah, see if I care about you. So,
Artificial intelligence as a business advisor? Most leaders think that's science fiction, but a groundbreaking approach is transforming how CEOs make their toughest decisions.
That's fascinating, especially since
this
most
I
companies are
took
still just using AI for basic
off a blog that I wrote, and I just copied and pasted the blog in here.
automation. What's different about this new perspective?
Well, it's completely redefining.
So the point is, and you could change stuff on the fly. If I don't like this guy, he's horrible. I want somebody new. Let's go to Roger. Only problem is you're going to have to regenerate Roger because now he's a new speaker, so I have to apply.
The relationship between AI and leadership. According to Jeff Woods' research,
You get the idea, right? So I use other tools and then I bring them into Descript and I edit and modify them in Descript. That's what I use Descript for. It obviously does a lot more, but I don't use it for that. But the Underlord is good for making clips. There's Opus Clips Pro, I think it is out there as well. I found this to be easier and quicker. Questions?
Steve, can you take something right out of 11 Labs and just post it, or do you have to put it into? I mean, what would it look like if you were to post it right from 11 Labs?
If you took an 11 Labs item and just posted it, that's a great question. I can export it. See what my formats are. I've got a MP3 or just a WAV file. So yeah, I can export it as an MP3. Export status, 0% completed. So yeah, I guess you can export it as an MP3 or as a WAV file, just, voice file. So you could do a voice file and then also add, using Descript, you could add the captions to it. It would then kind of look like these down here I did. Because I did these in 11 Labs, or in
Self-doubt
Notebook
doesn't have
LM
to define
rather.
us. We can
And
choose.
then I just picked this format. There's other formats to pick. That answer your question, Sherry?
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, I've used Notebook, but it's been a while, so I didn't know it had that graphic there.
No, this graphic I got out of Descript.
Okay. You carried that over. Gotcha.
Yeah, no, it automatically it gives you different options, so you can create them in here. Yeah. Now you want me to download it. So here's what your thing would look like, by the way.
Artificial intelligence as a business advisor.
MP3 WAV file.
Most leaders think that's science fiction, but a groundbreaking approach is transform.
But no, I use Descript and I create different scenes and backgrounds by just picking ones I want. And then you can add different layers. I mean, I'm not a real graphics artsy kind of guy, so I kind of work my way through it. I actually pay someone to do my marketing. I'm smart, but I know how to do it. If I get stuck, I can kind of wiggle through it, no problem. But I have Katie and Alexandra who do a really good job making me look good. Oh, yes, ma'am. See, hands up, Carissa. Oh, are you resting your hand?
I'm trying to get the swelling to go down again. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. Yeah, so there's all kinds of different elements and captions and stuff you can do with it. You just got to play with it. There's stock. I could bring this over here, I guess.
Do you know if you can change the language in Descript?
I don't, but I bet you can.
Into fuel.
Oh, stop. Let me see what it'll do now.
Well, Furman highlights the power.
Um, I would imagine Help Center, we can ask them different. If not, well, I don't know because everything I bring into Descript, I don't make it in Descript. I make it elsewhere.
Yeah. And in
So
11 labs, you can change the language. can't you?
11 Labs, you could change the language, you could change the voice, you could do all kinds of stability, all kinds of stuff you could change. But like here, you can make her.
You got to be careful if you don't know where you're going because you might not get there.
Let's say.
Hey, Steve, do either one of these tools have a Canva plugin? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
Not tried. So I'm not even Canva literate.
I know Notebook doesn't, but I was wondering about maybe Descript and um 11 Labs.
Yeah, I mean, Notebook LM does a great job of creating the podcast. It's just I didn't like the fact that it only has two voices. What I did like about 11 Labs, which I just closed like an idiot, is that all kinds of different voices. But now they added these cool new tools in here where you've got dub video, sound effect, podcast, AI agent. So I'm using AI agent on my website. I programmed it and I put it down here on my website.
Hi there. How can I help you today?
What can you tell me about Steve Furman and scaling up?
Steve Furman is a certified scaling up executive business coach who helps ambitious leaders scale their businesses fast. He combines strategic.
Okay. And the stop feature that works sometimes, I've found out. Like it says, just tell it stop to quit, so to interrupt it doesn't always work great. But I'm just, trying to live the tools and learn them as well. I did do an audiobook because there were some people like my relatives that didn't want to have to buy my book, so I sent them a copy of the audiobook. They're just fun tools. I don't know what instant speech does. I've never used it. So now you got a twofer on a Monday. Descript and 11 Labs. Yes, Curtis. Unmute.
Steve, how you doing, buddy? Good
Good,
job.
man. How are you?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm here just in time to say, can you start over, please?
Sure.
Yeah.
There'll be a
And
recording tomorrow.
yeah. So, little different question, related to Notebook LLM and how you've used it. In particular, kind of how it serves as a kind of a workspace, so to speak. And I'll give you the hypothetical. It's a little bit tangential, different than what I think you went through here, but I set up a project in ChatGPT and I started, have like kind of multiple chats going on. So I've got kind of like the idea of working with different aspects of my project. And at some point here, I'm gonna bring those all together into, the final output. However, what I'm curious is how did you find Notebook LLM in the way of like aggregating as a workspace, like say reference documents, chats? In other words, do you find it to be particularly good at that? Do you have any thoughts on that, or you really haven't even given any
I
consideration?
haven't really used it for that. I use ChatGPT's projects basically to segregate my stuff that I'm doing when I'm doing my marketing, like my 6-week boot camp class that I'm doing, or my demos for legal firms. So
Okay.
my demo stuff, like if you want to find out how to lose weight and 10 to 20 pounds for 50 plus year old people, I've got my offer doc I've created. It's all part of my presentation thing. But so I don't use it for that. Notebook LM is good for that as well. Storing your information. I've just not used it for it. I don't have a need for it.
Okay. And then maybe not here, but another time. Has anybody used projects? You have the ability to add documents. And then also, though, interesting, they have like a section there that you can add instructions um, that used to be done like with the custom GPT. So has anybody used that feature? Actually, maybe even more. Has anybody used projects?
Instructions like what's in like, these instructions, you mean?
Yeah, if you consider like what you do with a custom GPT that you can create, you can put instructions, right?
Yeah, and you can add documents and all
Correct.
kinds of stuff.
So projects has a similar feature and it has instructions. So if you actually created a project, um, and you have the ability to add documents, similarly speaking, and you also have the ability to add instructions. I was just curious if anybody had used that at this point. And if not, that's okay. I'll just, have to play with it myself.
You're going to have to learn how to do it and then teach us all. That's what's going to
Curtis,
happen.
I've used that in Claude.
Who's speaking?
Tina
Yeah.
Scott.
Hi, Tina.
Hi.
Okay. So
I
you've
have
done
you.
similar?
Yes, I've used it in Claude.
Hmm.
And in
Projects are
ChatGPT
different.
to a perspective, but for different projects, not for video.
Yeah, but isn't Claude project different than ChatGPT's projects?
It's very similar, but you can actually create, like a particular voice for yourself. Like if you want something written in your voice, you can feed it a bunch of documents that you've written to make sure that it's generating new output in your voice
Oh,
with
cool.
new
Yeah,
information.
I've done that in ChatGPT. I've loaded
hmm
documents into chat so it speaks as me, like my growth. Where the heck is it? Coaching growth.
And with doing it in projects, very similar to that, so that you can use it over and over again.
Right. Cool. Very cool. Well, I think I'm done, Megan. Any other
There's
questions?
one quick question in the chat that was asked that I was also interested in understanding. Which tool would you recommend for capstone video?
For the capstone video, I got to go with Loom. I think Loom is really your best bet because not only does it show you the presenter, it'll show your screen as well. And it's fairly easy to use. And I think you get 5 minutes for free. I don't think you have to buy a paid account for under 5 minutes. Either that or Zoom, one of the two. You could just turn Zoom on and tell it to record the screen that you're on.
Thank you.
Sure. And a lot of this stuff, guys, just play with it. You can't break it. That's the best part. You saw me fumbling a little bit because honestly, do I know it all? No, I'm not an expert in all that stuff.
Well, I actually broke ChatGPT, Steve, believe it or not.
You, I believe.
I was
Yeah.
going to say challenge accepted.
No, you didn't break it. It just didn't work. I've had some issues I'm running into right now with an application called Bolt. Well, email JS. If anybody knows anything about email JS, let me know. Can't get my data out of it. All right, Megan, we've now gone off the side rails.
That's okay. This required multiple tools to, just depending on what the outcome is that you're looking to achieve.
Yeah, stacking. I will add, excuse me, I will add that if the biggest thing I've learned about AI and all the tools that we use is the stacking benefit. Because not every tool does all. So, like for instance, if I want to research a client or before a meeting with someone for sales, I'll go and I'll watch Fathom and I'll ask it questions in Fathom, like what's this person's intent? Do they ever plan on buying anything from me? What was the last to dos? Who's responsible for what? All kinds of questions.
Mhm.
Then I'll go and I'll do a perplexity and I'll see if there's any change or on a new sales call. I use Perplexity to find out information and throw it in the chat, come up with questions, and then have the interview and then run it through chat again and say, okay, great, based off these results, what would you recommend we do next where AI can help them? So just that's what I think you think in AI. You just think, what tool can I use that can help me?
Yeah. Thank you, Steve. That was a fabulous presentation of Descript. And the tool, it does have a lot of different capabilities, more than what we covered today as well. So
Oh
feel
yeah,
free to dive into that.
a lot more.
Yeah, it does. But we appreciate you guys joining us this morning. If you have any questions, you can message me on Circle and I'm happy to answer them. And we'll be back tomorrow morning at 11:30 Eastern with prompting essentials with Segovia or a guest speaker. We will find out. Stay tuned to find out. But thank you guys for being a part of the Chief AI Officer community. And thank you, Steve, for your time this morning.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you all.